spot on. Ladies. I just love this show. I love this show. Kia ora and welcome back. My name's Zoe Stebe, your vocal coach for today. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the movie in my mind. Let's get to the video. Before I start the video, I just want to say thank you so much for your amazing response to my Lea Salonga video. Honestly, I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. Your response has just been so positive. I made it because I love and respect her as a singer, and she has been a massive influence in my own singing. And I'm so happy that I get to share that with you. I've never actually heard Rachelle and Go though. And so I'm really excited because this came highly recommended by a lot of you. So without further ado, let's just get straight to the video. This is just such a beautiful song. And of course it's written by the same guys that wrote Les Miserables. So like tragic story. If you haven't seen Miss Saigon, honestly, I recommend if it's anywhere near you, go and see it because the music is just like outstanding. I just love this show. I love this show. What are they up to with their voices? It's at this point in time, it's very low in the range. So it's very much in that chest voice quality. That's thick vocal folds, lovely neutral larynx, really low. If you're trying to hit those notes, I want you to think about like you're being a radio presenter. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're also going to think about if it's a little bit out of your range at the moment, I want you to think about sighing down to those notes. And that way you're going to add just a little bit of breath to the sound, which is going to help you to achieve that low larynx position for the song. Let's just keep enjoying it. Fabulous. Fabulous work, ladies. This place, the movie, place and place. I'll find my true romance. so cool. The cutting of this show is very weird. So I kind of had to have a moment to think, is this like a compilation? But they are actually standing next to each other, I think. You could see there as well. Let's just go back to it because you notice like there was a little flip. I'm sure that she's not too happy with the way that her voice acted in there, but it sounded really smooth. There's nothing wrong. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that there were like a couple of notes there where she kind of flipped up into a head voice and she didn't take it into that lovely, thick mix sound up there. Let's just go back and I'll point it out. There you go. And to the two is it's much easier when you get a t back in there because, you know, it's a living instrument. So sometimes the voice can just do its own kind of thing. But she brought those lovely thick vocal folds back together again with that explosive T. If you're someone that is looking to create higher, louder sounds, you can start with a consonant such as a B or a T. So if you go, that will help you get the back pressure that you need in order to close the vocal folds to hit those full notes. Like lovely, lovely, lovely sound on there. There's like, you can just hear that wasn't belt that she just did there, but now she goes into more of a belt. And you notice there as well, she was sort of like, it's almost like she's got the shoulders down. You could really see that lovely bit of anchoring going on in the back. And you also saw the slight raise in the neck. I've mentioned that in a couple of videos that actually if you just, when you're trying to belt, if you just lift the chin ever so slightly, it can give you a little bit more space at the back of the throat here in order to reach those notes more easily. Spot on. So good, so good. I'm interested though to now have a listen to what Lea's going to do with her voice because obviously she's a lot older than when she originally sang the song.
I will not cry, I will not think. I'll do my dance, I'll make them drink. When I make love, it won't be me. And if they hurt me, I'll just close my eyes and snore at lies they mostly know. The movie in my mind, kill like Melita like gold. The dream that fills my head, give the cash they keep at home. A man who will not care, but every night again it's tough. Who'll fight for me instead. He'll keep the fear at bay, so no one comes at night to blow the dream away. The dream I had to find, the movie in my
Okay, before they're going to sing the last little bit, mind blown, mind blown. Look, I said in my other video with Lea Salonga that she wasn't belting on my own, and that's completely correct. Now I've watched a couple of the newer versions of the song, and she does belt on the known now. She looks incredible. I mean, like, what is she, like 40 or something? Probably a little bit older. And like, she looks amazing. The only way that you can now tell that she's a little bit aged is in her vibrato. Do you notice that the vibrato's gotten a little bit wider?
The dream I have to find, the movie in my mind.
No judgment there whatsoever, I promise you. She is a goddess to me when it comes to singing. I just wanted to point out there, though, let's go back to it because she belted that last note. She could belt the whole bloody thing if she wanted to. Yeah, that's you know, she's got this lovely straight tone, and then she goes to quite a lot of vib at the end on the last word, which is her trait, really. She doesn't need to. She could take it out, but as I said over on my own video, that was very in the 90s. Verb at the end of every sentence. That's just what happened. That meant that you were a good singer. That was a sign of good singing. That was a sign of beautiful singing. And so, you know, that's how she learned, and it sounds great. So why would we change it? If you're singing this though today, I would say maybe take some of that vibrato out and think about it coming into color notes at the end of phrases. So instead of going dream and vibbing there, I would go dream the dream I love to find. And then I would just do it just at the end of find there a little bit to then take the breath and to go into that last sentence. Ladies, I'll just keep watching.
Is not unkind. The movie in my
That's so sweet. What a stunning performance there from the both of them. Ladies, that is so beautiful. Did you notice though as well when Lea Salonga started singing in her verse? Can't quite remember the words because they've changed the phrasing around like who sung what. She was singing quite low in her range, yeah? And she wasn't singing very loud though. Little bit of a tip for you. If you are singing lower in the range, reduce the volume if you can, because that way you're going to be able to hit those notes a lot easier than if you try and sing them loudly. So if you were to sing, for example, the movie plays and plays, and you're trying to sing that instead of like out of your range a little bit, don't try and hit it that loud. Go for me, the movie plays and plays, with a little bit of that sigh coming in. And that's going to help you access the lower part of your register. Gosh, I'm just like blown away. I'm not even sure that I could like comment on what was going on. Did you notice though as well that Rachelle was sort of flipping sometimes a little bit between the belt and the head voice? You could kind of hear that there was a bit of a reduction in the sort of volume and brilliance of the sound. That's because she has a microphone here. So she didn't have the option to kind of like ride the microphone a little bit there. When you're, you know, going into a slightly quieter sound, you would tend to move the microphone closer. And when you're singing louder, you move the microphone further away. So it kind of sounds more even for all of us. But that's the kind of like beauty of musical theater as well, because you don't have that option. It's like purely live. Did we mind? No, because we were invested in the performance. I've had this kind of recently with a couple of performers. They're like, that one note, I can't. It's great. Strive for excellence. Strive for your best always. But perfection in singing doesn't exist. And did you see there at the very end, they were both supposed to go up to the mind and go up there. And one of them, I think Lea went up and Rachelle stayed on the note. And it was a clashing chord. It's not supposed to be a harmony at the end. Do we care? No. Do you care? No. Did we go thumbs down? No. Strive to do our best. That's the only thing you can do. You can strive to do your absolute best. And if that is for you that every single note needs to be really, really perfect, do that in your practice. I just don't want you to think in your performance, oh God, that note was wrong, that note was wrong, because you're taking yourself out of that magical space that is the performance and the sharing, and that's what music's about. And that little flub of a note, it's a moment in time. I mean, now it's captured for YouTube, but it was a moment in time that we can just go and enjoy and go, oh, I remember that one time where they sang that wrong harmony at the end, and it's beautiful. That's the fantastic part about it. Thank you so much for recommending that I go and re-look at the movie in my mind, because I adore this song. I love the show. But if you want me to have a look at other pieces, let me know down in the comments, because this channel is for you guys. I want to make the videos that you want to see. So let me know down in the comments, and I will do my best. The list is getting really long. I'm really trying to work through it. But if you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button, because I bring out videos just like this one 3 times a week. I want to help you sing more like your favorite artists in the comfort of your own home. So I will see you back here next time for another video. Have an awesome rest of your day. Ka kite anō.